Hi, I'm Elizabeth Tracassi, life and productivity coach with a clean slate. And I am 5 weeks post-surgery now. And last week was my first physical therapy appointment. And I now have two PT appointments under my belt. So I thought it might be a good time to share how to introduce a new routine into your schedule and to do that successfully. So I think there are 5 components that I wanted to share with you, and none of them are particularly hard. But the first one is to plan for this, this new routine of yours. And, we're all busy. And so we need to make space in our day, in our calendar, to take on whatever additional tasks we need to support this new routine. And so planning to me literally just means putting the time, marking the time in your schedule when you're going to complete these tasks. And, I often hear people say, pick your first 3 important things and do them first thing in the day. And I don't always agree with that philosophy. I think what's more important is to determine when you can be most consistent with your routine. And like, I know for me, the physical therapy, when I wake up first thing in the morning, I have absolutely no intention of doing my physical therapy, even though it's very important to me. I'm way more likely, and I have been more consistent by doing it in the middle of the day. So I'm going to suggest to you find when, what part of your day you can be most consistent with this new routine. So second component is to use a timer. I'm a big fan of timers, and I like to use them for 2 reasons. The first is often when we're creating new routines, even though we want to make change can be hard. And so I find that setting a timer and seeing, setting a timer for 15 minutes and say, I can do this for 15 minutes. Makes it super approachable. But then the flip side of that is if you really get absorbed into whatever this new task is, it can be really easy for it to bleed into the rest of your day. So setting a timer so you can contain this new routine, I find super helpful. The third component is tracking your progress. And you can do this any way that works for you. But, a few years ago, what was all the rage were bullet journals. And a bullet journal really is just kind of a list of all of the tasks down the left side of a page and like say days of the week across the top. And every time you completed a task that's important to you, that you've deemed part of your routine, whether it's drink more water or walk 10,000 steps, write 500 words, do your physical therapy, right? Whenever you complete something, if you put a check mark or color in the box or put a sticker, something that indicates that you accomplished that task today, it's a great visible reminder. So it's two things. One, it can be super motivating when you see your progress. But secondly, it can be a reminder. Sometimes even if we want to make change, our days get busy and we might forget sometimes. So if we keep that visual reminder someplace that we'll see it regularly, whether it's on our desk, on a mirror, on the refrigerator, someplace where it'll be visible to either remind you of your successes or remind you to don't forget you still need to do this today. I think it's super helpful. The fourth is to acknowledge and celebrate your successes. And, that doesn't mean it has to be a big party or anything like that. But whenever we make change, like I mentioned, it can be hard. And so merely accomplishing what you set out to do each day, even if it's something little, is worth acknowledging. And when you have a milestone, so a milestone could just be doing something different for a week. It could be, getting that novel written, even just a chapter of the novel written, right? Whatever that milestone is, whether it's little or big, acknowledge your successes. And then the fifth component is to have some form of accountability. And there are studies that say if you plan for a goal, just planning it, you're 50% more likely to accomplish your goal. And so, when we talked about planning, that was the very first component. So if you plan for this routine, meaning you put it on your calendar, right there, you're 50% more likely to accomplish what you set out to do. If you share what you're trying to accomplish with somebody else, you're 65% more likely to accomplish your goal. And if you have accountability with that person you shared it with, you're 95% more likely to accomplish your goal and be successful with these new routines. Accountability, having an accountability partner, it's a few things. One is they can be right there celebrating with you. And it's nice to celebrate with somebody, have somebody acknowledge what you've done, right? But they also can be there to give you that nudge, sometimes a gentle one, and sometimes maybe a little bit more oomph behind it when you really need that extra push. And I invite you to take people along with you on your journey. So those are the 5 components I want to leave you with. So the first, plan, timer, track, have some acknowledgement of your successes, and then some accountability. I'm going to be playing with these for this next week as I continue with my PT. And I'm curious to see what new routines are you going to introduce into your schedule. I'd love to hear about it. And until next time, enjoy your journey. Thanks. Bye.